Good evening. From my pickup truck. I'm doing my laundry. I know I don't have a washer and dryer at my pad, so I actually enjoy coming to the laundromat though. It's like if you ever think about it, it gives you time to like kind of reflect and just kind of just chill out and not have to do anything, and you just sit there and wash your clothes. Like I really love coming to the laundromat. Like it's became a real like a ritual for me. But check this out. This is just a story time. I'm gonna tell you just a random story. This is no real purpose in it or life lesson really in it. It's just a random story. So I was at the Goose Park. You know, you probably hear me say that a lot of my videos, but the little Goose Park in the town I live in, you know, there's this park. It has like a little pond, a pretty big pond, almost like a tiny lake kind of. And you know, it has geese fly there. It's got freaking like conifer pine trees, you know, everywhere. It's nice. And I'll come there just chill. So it's a few months ago, a couple months ago, around the beginning of the summer, I was chilling there at the Goose Park. And this like Indian dude walks up to me. He looks kind of like bewildered, like he just doesn't really know where he's at. And this Indian guy walks up to me, right? And he's looking kind of weird. He kept staring at me and then looking at me like straight in the eyes, like, you know. I was getting kind of tripped out. I was like, dude, this guy looks like he's looking for trouble or something. Like, what the fuck do you want, dude? Like the way he was looking at me, you know. And he walks up to me. He's like, hey, bud, where are you from? And I was just like, I was sitting down, you know, cross-legged, and I have instantly, you know, because I'm from the hood, bro. I'm not a gangster or nothing like that. I'm no hard ass, but dude, I'm from the hood, bro. I've been in fights and been jumped and been through all that shit, dude. Like, so when you say something like, where are you from? I respond instantly like, were you banging on me, dude? Like, I'm from California too. You know, I grew up in West Modesto, from East Palo Alto. Grew up in West Modesto, you know, so I'm like familiar with gang culture, right? So he says, where are you from? And I stood up real quick. He fucking kind of loked up. I stood up. I'm like, I'm from right here, homie. Like, what do you want, bro? Like, that's what I told him. I was like, I'm from fucking right here, homie. Like, what do you want? You know, I got in like a mega defense mode. Like, I'm like, dude, you come here banging on me, trying to fight me? Like, that's the energy, like, you know. And then he was just kind of like stuttering after that, and he was just kind of like, where are you from? Like, where are you from? And I kind of calmed down for a second. I started noticing, I'm like, bro, he's not even from America. He ain't from this country, dude. Like, the way he was acting and talking, like, he wasn't from here. So instantly I kind of calmed down, and I was like, all right, bro, I gotta give him a little pep talk, dude, because I'm like, he's gonna get killed, dude. Like, he ran into the right person. You know, I'm not like a turn-up guy, but, like, you know, I will defend myself. But I told him, hey, bro, check this out. You know, you don't go up to people like that and tell them where they're from, dude. Like, I told him, hey, you know, you don't come up to people and approach them like that, dude. Like, you know how you're, you know, staring them down and ask them where they're from, dude. Because here in America, you know, it's down here in America, bro, like, people are going to think you're, like, you know, banging on them like you're trying to fight. Or they're going to think you're in a gang or something, dude, and you're going to get in a lot of problems. So I started explaining it to him. He's like, oh, okay, you know, I'm sorry. This and like, hey, dude, no, it's okay, man. Like, I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to tell you this is like, you know, keep you alive, bro. Because, you know, you go up to the wrong person, bro, they're going to, like, it's going to be real serious problems. You go up to some gang member, you know, who has a gun, dude, he's going to shoot you. You know, you need to kill, dude. Like, so I was trying to just game him up about that, you know, because I knew he wasn't from here. I was like, hey, you know, I figured he was from India. I was like, hey, where are you from, bro? And he's like, oh, I'm from India. You know, I've been here for like 3 months. And I was just like, whoa, bro, like, okay, you just barely came here. So I started talking to him about America, and then specifically California. Started saying, hey, dude, like, this is, gang culture is really big out here, right? So, like, you know, you gotta be a little different in your approach to people, you know, and, like, you can't just come up to everybody like that, dude, because you're gonna get problems. And I was just like, well, what are you doing out here? And I forgot the reason he told me, but we started talking. We started talking about stuff, dude, and I was just like, another thing I told him too, because he looked like he was doing like drugs, you know, like I figured he was like on drugs. He kind of lied about it, but I knew he was at least dabbling in drugs. I was like, bro, like, what are you, like, I kind of give him a pep talk. Hey, bro, don't do any drugs or anything, bro. Stay away from the drugs out here, bro, because you'll fall off, man. Like, you'll become homeless out here, dude, fast. And, you know, there's a lot of drugs out here, dude. So it's not like, I was explaining, it's not like India. There's a lot of drugs out here, bro. So you gotta, like, you know, you'll be cool with that. You know, I was trying to explain that to him. And I asked him a question too, bro. I was like, do you like it out here better? Do you like it in India? And he was like, honestly, you know, because he was saying he was really poor out there, but he said he liked it out there more. And I was like, why is that? He's like, because you guys, all you guys care about is money. And I was just like, man, it really hit me, dude. But yeah, he told me that. He was just like, you know, all you guys care about is money out here. You don't care about family, none of that. And it made me feel kind of guilty and like kind of even check myself, bro. I'm like, damn, you know, obviously I care about my friends and family, but I'm like, we do put a huge emphasis on money out here. But I was just like, damn, dude, he made a good point. I was like, that's a great point, bro. And it's, you know, he showed me his passport and everything. I started talking to him. You know, I started showing, like, telling him where everything is out here. You know, I'm like kind of telling him what to avoid. And that was the biggest thing I told him. Was like, hey, dude, you gotta approach people differently, man. You can't approach people like that. You know, especially like you're just staring them in the eyes and you walking up to them and then asking them something like that, bro. You get into real trouble, dog. You know, if you go up to the wrong person, man, because they're not gonna be like me. I'm a very kind dude, bro. I'm very understanding. Most people aren't like that, bro. They're gonna be like, "What's up, homie?" Like, you know, you get jumped, get beat up, get shot or killed or something, man. You know, so I was really just trying to look out for him. But you know, that's the thing that hit me when he said that, though. And he told me, you know, all you guys care about is money. The reason why I'm telling the story too, because I'm sitting here in my truck and I saw that same guy walking up here. Like, I'm guessing he's homeless, and he was just kind of talking to himself. He didn't recognize me, but I was just like, I felt bad. I was like, bro, that's what I was telling you, dude. You gotta avoid the freaking dope, man. Like, that shit will pull you under. But it looks like he's like, you know, doesn't look like he's doing too great. Like, you know, I didn't want to get out and talk to him. And he was kind of walking up to my truck. Like, he didn't recognize me, but he was kind of doing the same kind of weird crap. He was walking straight up to my truck. I was like, who? Like, I saw him in the distance. Like, who the fuck is this guy walking up to my truck? And I'm getting kind of like, okay, dude, like, what do you started my truck? I'm like, okay, man, like, you know, because I don't have a gun or nothing like that. I don't know what you coming over here to rob me, bro? Like, what do you want? And then, like, I kind of, like, started looking at him, and I turned on my truck, and I was just really just looking at him, like, dude, you want some problems or something? Then I noticed, I was like, oh, he's just out of it, bro, and, like, he don't recognize me either. But, yeah, long story short, bro, that's it. No real purpose to that story. I guess there can be something you can get out of it, bro. You know, be kind and understanding, I guess, bro. I don't know. Hope you all enjoy your evening, and peace.